And I started to hear the story of the mom and the story of the brother, and I realized that it didn't matter who it was that was sitting around the circle, the pain was the same, and that I didn't feel so alone anymore. I am the wife of a recovering addict.
I'm Victoria, and I'm from Montreal, Quebec.
All right. Hi, my name is Rick Clement, and on November 18th of 2018, I was admitted to Aurora Recovery Center for an alcohol-fueled nervous breakdown.
My friends call me Johnny. I grew up in a Northern Cree community called Norrie House.
Okay, I'm Cole and I'm an alcoholic addict.
I learned a lot about myself and why I do the things that I do, which I thought was interesting because I was here to support my husband, so I thought that it was, all about him, and that I didn't really need any work to do, or that I wasn't necessarily contributing, but actually I was contributing. And I wasn't contributing to the addiction or the problem. I mean, you can't control it. I didn't cause it. That's not my thing. I found it very difficult to believe and to swallow the fact that addiction is a disease. The reason I felt that way was because I too have childhood traumas. I suffer with some mental health issues as well, and I am not an addict. So why is he an addict and not me is basically how I felt. Once I started learning and seeing like the science behind some of the things and how things rewire your brain and how you're predisposed to it based on genetics and just the way your household works, things became clear on how it is actually like a disease and how people need to start thinking of it as a disease, because it's not a choice. Maybe in the beginning it was a choice, maybe that first beer was a choice that one time, but that 10th and 12th one wasn't.
I was actually the longest person to ever be at Aurora. I was there 6 months, and that was vital to be where I am today. I had enough time to detox and then to work on myself. I had 4 months around of treatment after I was better. I started working on my steps. I had a lot of counseling and therapy to deal with my traumas and my past, and to really find out who I was, because I had no idea. The spiritual aspect of Aurora really was amazing. The sweat lodges, just being next to Lake Winnipeg was beautiful, waking up to that lake every morning. The people I met, my circle of recovery is amazing, and right now I'm so careful about who I surround myself with and where I go and the things I do, because I am so scared to lose it all, and I'm not willing to sacrifice my recovery for anything, because if I don't have my recovery, I have nothing. I'm just so grateful to Aurora and everyone who helped me there, because I was lost, really lost. I had no idea who I was or what I was supposed to do. After all the times I've tried and failed, like I thought I was doomed to live the life of an addict who would never get better. And now I know that that doesn't have to be true.
I hadn't been in school since high school, and a lot of them were taking this just to get an extra diploma. They already had university degrees. So trying to change my brain and my thought patterns, just to be able to go from working construction every day to being in college was difficult, and I coped with alcohol. It felt like there were spiders crawling inside my head. I wasn't necessarily expecting to be admitted to a program, but my parents could see how much I was struggling, and they'd seen my struggles, and they admitted me to Aurora. I was pretty resistant at first to the idea of being in a facility, of doing the treatment. I just wanted to detox and maybe go to a couple meetings. And the mental health component was huge because I didn't have a lot of coping skills. I developed bad coping skills in my life, and Aurora has given me the framework to build better coping skills. I've readmitted to college, and when I go back, I know that I'll use the mind-body bridging, the behavioral therapy techniques that I worked on in Aurora to keep my emotional and mental health on the straight and narrow, so to speak. And I've come out a changed person. At the end of the day, I feel that this is the only disease that you make the choice to get better from. You can't make the choice to stop having cancer. You can't make the choice to stop having diabetes, but you can make the choice to want to get better from drugs and alcohol, and that's the only thing that will allow you to get better from drugs and alcohol. That's the only thing that allows me to. So my challenges are just waking up and knowing I'm not going to drink today because sobriety is so much better. My main challenge is the voices inside my head, you know, when I'm out with friends or even when I'm alone, to say no one would know if I were to pick up that drink. But the tools that I've been given at Aurora, not just the addictions one, but the mental health ones that have allowed me to face inner demons and really to point out goals and core values are the biggest help in terms of facing those challenges.
I got a serious problem here. I need help. Luckily, I was slated to start the treatment program at Aurora a month from then. The greatest gift I found in recovery is direction. I found where I fit in life. I found where I fit in society. I have drive towards certain goals, and those goals are about putting value in the right places. You know, we have a lot of people that are, you know, going to jail and struggling to break those cycles. Where I see myself fitting in is to help in producing those opportunities that I found, those opportunities that I'm very grateful for, that not everyone gets. I want to be a part of coming up with new opportunities for others and promoting the existence of programs that are already out there, as well as developing and coming up with new ideas for programs in the community to break those cycles.
I couldn't get right. I couldn't get back to the person I really was. And for a long time, I didn't know who I was at all. And I had to stop running from my problems, and I was willing to, for once, accept the consequences and that I was there for a reason. And I had given the opportunity to come to Aurora out of jail. And when I came to Aurora, I came there 8 months sober. And that was a total change up from what I've gone to treatment like on my deathbed. I gave it 100% in Aurora, and for that, it's given me everything back and more. I have a life now. I have a good relationship with my son and my son's mother and my family now. I found a lot of help through therapy and going back to the root of the problems. I can actually love myself now.